but it's Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump.
Oh, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump?
Yeah.
I'd have to go to Bernie Sanders.
So this video from 2016 has resurfaced. This is an interview with former Republican Congressman Bob Ney. This is from the Young Turks. I believe this is at the Democratic National Convention in 2016 in July. And I want to show you this because this really gives you a different perspective. Somebody that was in Congress, worked with Bernie Sanders, and tells this incredible story of just the kind of person that Bernie Sanders is. Watch.
So let's talk about Bernie Sanders. You served with him in the Financial Services Committee in the House.
Yes, Financial Services.
So what's your impression of Senator Sanders?
He's amazing. He would come into our office, but he would come down the hallway or in our office, a big thing under his arm, and he'd be like, oh, Bernie's read everything again. Real quick story. He came in my office and he had an amazing idea for cost of living increase to help seniors instead of the ridiculous way we do it. And he went all through, and I said, Bernie, I said, that's amazing. I'm on the bill. He said, no. This isn't about pride of authorship. I remember his words. No, I want to pass this. You take the bill. That's Bernie Sanders. The Bernie Sanders I knew for 11 years, and the Bernie Sanders, Larry Sanders, his brother knows, and the Bernie Sanders you see here today, he's the real deal. Philosophically, do I agree with a lot of things with Bernie Sanders? Some I do, some I don't. I did press conferences of trade bills with him. I love his trade position because trade bills are ruining American workers' lives. But beyond that, even if I don't agree with him, working with the guy was amazing. He got more done than he's been given credit for. He wasn't, like I said, the pride of authorship guy. He was honest. You knew what he said is what you could take to the bank. I can't say enough about the personal integrity and the zest and the tenacity for working people that Bernie Sanders had and has and will have.
I really didn't expect that answer, so that's a really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, honest answer here. You got 10 minutes again. You're going to go into that booth, but it's Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump.
Oh, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump?
Yeah.
I'd have to go to Bernie Sanders.
We told you guys. We told you, man.
So how about that? I saw this back in 2016. I completely forgot about it until somebody brought it up again. And this really showcases to you the kind of person that Bernie Sanders is. Here is a Republican, a former Republican congressman, telling you that Bernie Sanders was an effective legislator because he didn't care. It wasn't about ego. He wanted to help people. So if that meant taking his name off of a bill that he helped to create in order to get it passed, then he did that. And apparently this was common because as I'm going to show you here, there's someone else that also said this. But before I even get there, just also I want to mention the part where he said he would vote for Bernie Sanders over Donald Trump. This is, I think, the case with a lot of people that may lean conservative, but they can tell that Bernie Sanders is an honest guy. They know that he actually cares about people, and maybe even if they don't agree with some of his positions, they know that Bernie Sanders has the interests of the people at large on his mind. So I want to show this response. This is from Robert Reich, Bill Clinton's former Secretary of Labor. Now, this is during one of Reich's live streams in 2016. He said this to a question from a commentator. So Rebecca Lynn asked him, "What do you say in response to Barney Frank saying that Bernie Sanders was ineffective in Congress?" And Robert Reich responded saying, "Well, actually, I was there. I mean, I was Secretary of Labor through some of those years. I saw how effective Bernie actually was. He was tenacious. He kept getting changes, amendments, and very large pieces of legislation. His name was often not on those pieces of legislation. He did not have and does not have a huge ego, so he didn't hold out for his name to be highly placed on pieces of legislation. But he did hold out for amendments and for changes that almost in every case, virtually in every case, helped working people and helped the poor. And I saw it again and again and again. He was an effective legislator. In fact, one of the most effective legislators, because the more you work behind the scenes and don't try to push yourself out there and don't try to get the limelight, the more effective you can be, which ironically invites the complaint from some people that he was ineffective because he was not in the limelight. He was behind the scenes enormously effective. Again, just showing you the kind of person Bernie Sanders is. He cares about people. He doesn't care about ego. He doesn't care about the limelight. This is you have to understand here, it is so rare for you to have this option, to be able to potentially have somebody as your president who is this kind of person. So don't lose sight of that, and show people that clip. Show people that clip of this, like people in your family, maybe they support Biden still. Show them this clip of this Republican congressman discussing what it was like working with Bernie Sanders. More people need to understand who exactly Bernie Sanders is.